Welcome! In this video, me and my family are going to be going down to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, which will be the first time that we ever leave the country as a family. This journey is about a week and a half, and I'll be taking you through the highlights of this trip. So please get comfortable and enjoy the video. Alright, so this is day one of our trip.
I asked my friends, how many photos should I take? And they're just all your storage. All of it.
All of it.
And
Is that like per day?
Yeah.
Oh. This would have us going from Utah down to Vegas. That trip was about a 5-hour, 14-minute trip. The day was mostly filled with driving, but nonetheless, there were sights to see and we had our devices to keep ourselves company. Half of our family had already left to Vegas, so we were going to be meeting up with the other half once we got down there. We got down at around 10 o'clock at night, but we had to go to bed really quick. It was already 10 p.m. at this point, and we had to get up super early in the morning to connect our flight from Vegas to LA. Our apartment is right next to the airport too, so we get to get a wonderful view of the runway. Day 2 was a much more difficult day to get started. We woke up at 3:48 a.m., which means we had a maximum amount of sleep time of about 5 hours. Navigating to and around the airport in Vegas wasn't too difficult, which was excellent to have, but we had to hit our flight that was going to LA.
Oh, that part's too loud.
Once we got to LA, we had a 4-hour layover till our flight arrived to go to Mexico. So we wandered around the airport a little bit.
Tommy's first plane
We found a interesting water attraction. I don't know if many airports have this kind of water attraction, but this one did. But eventually, we were able to get onto our flight. I think I found a 5090 out in the wild, but this flight was a bit longer. Eventually, we got to Mexico. I didn't really record too much about the Mexico airport. Once we arrived to our house, though, oh my goodness, was this place nice. As soon as you walk in, you feel the nice coastal breeze because this place had these doors that would open and you would just let the natural air blow through the house. It was amazing. As soon as you walk in though, you are met in the main living room with this gorgeous view of the ocean. I loved it so much. As soon as I saw it when we walked in, I was blown away. I don't think I've ever been this close on a coast in a beach house before. After we got our things situated, we headed down to the mall to have some fantastic dinner. I got something with carne asada in it, and the food was plenty good. But after that, we headed home, enjoyed the beach. I found a gecko, which is awesome, and that's pretty much the end of day 2. Day 3, we started with Skyjo. It's just this card game with a bunch of numbers and you're trying to have the lowest hand. But I love that game and it's not very well known. After that, we went out to a beach vendor with me, my mom, and aunt and uncle. it was such a pretty walk, and they had some cool stuff, but for the most part, the guys at least weren't too interested. After we got back, we found some of our cousins and siblings making the most of our trip by playing Minecraft. We needed to get some food still, so we went out to Walmart and got the things that we need. And there's one very interesting thing that I love about Mexico. Alright, so this is already my favorite thing about shopping or eating anything in Mexico. Whenever you go shopping, you have these warnings that say that it will have an excessive amount of sodium or excessive amount of calories or sugar or whatever. And that is so nice because if you're trying to diet, you've got all these little warnings telling you if it's going to be bad for you. And it even says like not suitable for children. That's awesome. When we got back, we had the best dinner waiting for us. The family that took care of the place we were staying at made us fajitas, and they were probably the best fajitas I've ever had in my entire life. It was so flavorful, so good. I loved it. After that, we hit the beach, went on some boogie boards again, and just enjoyed the rest of this beautiful day. So that was day 3.
Good morning.
All you see is little dark heads.
Yeah. Yo, I got a bird diving into the water. On day 4, I woke up to my cousins and brothers out playing in the pool, which is great, except they didn't wear sunscreen. So that is going to come and bite them in the butt later. We found out that there's an iguana that lives in the local tree, so we tried luring that out today. We also realized that there is a Costco nearby, and so me and my brothers got really excited to head out to that Costco. What are we going to Costco for?
We're going for chicken base.
We're going for that Choc and Bakken?
We're talking bakken.
Choc and Bakken. All these people get a look at Costco, that's their view. One thing to note is that pesos are very different in terms of value than dollars. I don't know if it's worth it.
Here he is.
But after we enjoyed Costco, we headed back, enjoyed a little bit more swimming, and also enjoyed a nice, wonderful sunset out on the coast. Today was much calmer. It just had a different feeling, which was really weird. I think at this point we were all settled in, we were all in that vacation mood. It was quite enjoyable. In the morning, I was able to catch up on some editing, and of course there was more Minecraft, because why not? And me and the cousins decided we wanted to walk to Oxxo. Oxxo is like the 7-Eleven of Mexico. They are everywhere. And so there was one nearby, so we decided to go walk to it.
Nice road.
I mean, the quality of course, but like...
It was very humid, so walking was a little exhausting, and there was a lot of tree cover, which was nice, and there was some plenty good views. But towards the end of us getting there, we were pretty exhausted. One thing that's pretty funny though is Mexico has a lot of 3-liter drinks.
I like jazz.
And so it's really funny to see these massive drinks, which I feel like would be more of an American thing, but we had some fun poking at it, I guess. On our way back though, I was snagged up to go with my family down to Walmart. We realized that we still needed a couple more things, and hey, why not? So we went on the crazy streets of Mexico and snagged what we needed. But once we got back, that's when our real issues started. This was a bad day to go in the water. They had a warning out saying that stingrays or other dangerous marine life were out, and so they didn't want anybody going in the water. And once you're out on vacation on a beach house, that kind of limits the options of what you can do. And so we spent most of the day to ourselves, and when you don't have much to do, it kind of makes the day drag. And so that was a little difficult. But we did find things to do. We had an amazing dinner at this fancy restaurant, but we took it to go. And we walked on the same path that we were walking to get to the Ox Zone. So we walked on this path quite a bit that day. It was a good day.
John and I got the goods in the Italian place. What you got, John? Is that the crusty crab pizza? No. Oh, freak. But this is also not pizza. But it was like the third time we've walked on this trail today. My legs are not enjoying it because I didn't bring the right shoes. But at least it's not sunny and super hot. It's still humid though. RTX building. That's so cool. On that video, I was able to capture some dolphins popping up on the paddle boarders, which is crazy. Oh, Robert, what happened?
Well, good news and bad news. Good news is we swam with stingrays. The bad news is there's stingrays, and no kayaking or paddleboarding. Good news is we got to go to the mall and do the American dream of buy stuff.
Shoplifting!
Shoplifting!
So we actually didn't go to the mall. We went to the Puerto Vallarta boardwalk instead, which honestly was probably a lot better. Also, holy cow, there are a ton of salesmen, and boy are they good at trying to grab your attention. As soon as they see somebody who's not a local, they are so good at trying to do everything in their power to get you into their store.
That's awesome.
Once we reached the end of the boardwalk, there was a McDonald's, so you better believe we had to stop by. And after that is when our adventure began. So we decided to go on this walk, and it was less of a walk and more of a hike. Even though there were stairs, it was a pretty difficult feat. We decided to walk to the Hill of the Crossed viewpoint, which I had my watch on, so I was able to track all of our metrics. It was about a 1.4 mile round trip, but our elevation gain was 440 feet.
They gotta rib these roads.
Because we're from sea level all the way up to this viewpoint, and it was gorgeous. There was a concrete structure that allowed you to walk up and be even higher than everything else. So I'll let you just take in the view here.
Have fun.
sadly, after that adventure, we were all pretty pooped. I didn't have any more recordings, so I think that we may have gone swimming, but if we didn't, then we just hung back at home, enjoyed the rest of the evening, and that's all right.
Good morning. Today is Sunday. I think we're on day 6 or so. And the only thing that I know we have on the agenda is church. And so I'm going to go to probably a Spanish congregation, have absolutely no clue what they're saying, and we'll see how that goes. Outside of that, I don't know what we're doing today. I mean, kind of been the theme of this trip so far, but that's alright. That means we get to pave our own way. So, we'll see how it goes.
We went on this nice long drive around Puerto Vallarta and local areas just to see what there was out there in case we were missing anything, but it was more of the same. But it was really nice to enjoy. It was Josh's birthday, and so we celebrated that. We accidentally got him trick candles. We didn't know they were trick candles, and it was really fun trying to watch him blow them all out. I think I'm gonna buy trick candles from now on.
Well, then you're out of teen hood.
Beep, beep, beep.
Get a picture with
Beep,
everyone.
beep. Beep, beep, beep.
Check
Beep,
this
beep.
Thanks, go Tim and Josh.
What? You want to make your wish already.
Once the sun set, I was able to go out and ended up catching 4 geckos.
They're so cute. They will jump. He's probably gonna jump out of my hand. I love this little guy.
As far as my Googling was concerned, I believe these are called the common house gecko or the 4-clawed gecko, if that rings a bell to anybody who knows these guys well. But that was the end of this wonderful Sunday. Do you remember that one morning my brothers went out in the sun without any sunscreen? Well, their consequences came today. There are these 2 iguanas that are almost out every single day. Today was our last day in Puerto Vallarta, which means we need to soak in as much of this place as we can. We went down to the boardwalk, collected as many souvenirs as our wallets will allow us, and just, walked around, enjoyed the place. This was our last day. We had to take in as much as we could. But all days come to an end, and that was probably the hardest part. That was it. Vacation over. I really enjoyed Mexico. I would totally go back, especially there. I was not gonna lie, I thought it wouldn't be as good as other people made it sound. You know how sometimes people hype things up? When we went out there, it was actually all that I really wanted it to be. It didn't have the Mexico filter on, if you know what I mean, but outside of that, it was perfect. I enjoyed it out there. So, I hope you enjoy this video. I don't plan on doing these vlogs too much, but if there's any time that there's a big family event or something very cool or, I don't know, important, of course I'm going to document it. These are video journals, video logs, and so that's what they're made for. But thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you around.
to the early 16th century practice